Hello, Perfect Death here, bringing a video for Ragnarok Online Mobile. In this video in particular, I am going to cover Echoing Corridor. I am on floor 51, and I'm going to show off how it's possible to solo the Echoing Corridor, or at least if you want to run Echoing Corridor. In this video, we're going to talk about the items that you can get from the shop merchant, and in particular for the Earth Drive build that I run for this, because eventually they're going to make some changes to how Echoing Corridor works. Right now, you only need 3 keys, and you get, one key from every mob floor, and there's 2 of those, and so then you get the 3rd key from a mechanic floor. But it sounds like they're going to remove the key from the mechanic floor, make you have to do a boss floor, and boss floors are horrible right now. They lock your SP regen, so your SP will not regenerate at all. There's even if you get the blue potion items, they will not work on boss floors. The only way to fix that is if you were to go to the merchant and buy a clearance stone item. And so then for every floor you would need to have 1 or 2 clearance stones. And that's a bit of a pain in the butt, so most people, like the easiest strat is you just job change to like a shadow chaser or something, and then hide and just clear the mob floors with % HP damage from bloodthirst or poisons, things like that. But it is possible to clear these floors, just as a Divine Avenger. I'm currently, running my hybrid build where my main DPS comes from Earth Drive. And in this hybrid build, I also do have my heal. So if you just go all in on DPS for an Earth Drive build and you're short on healing, you'll probably die just from the mobs, because you can't dodge. They deal quite a lot of damage. So this way I have a little more sustainability and I can survive the long fights, because a lot of these mobs are spongy. So let's go over some of the shop items. With these items, when you do start off at the floor 51 like this, you will start off with 4,000 coins, so you do have quite a bit to re-roll. So you'll spend quite a lot of time on that first shop and just run through the different items. Energy crystal. This is good if you're running an auto attack build. It's actually quite possible for me to do that because I have Spear Quicken. So what this does is it greatly boosts your auto attack damage by giving you true damage. So this is one option, but because auto attacks are just single target, it's not the best for the build that I'm running. So I'll be skipping the energy crystals. To mention crystals, this is like a one-time use thing. These are useful. These bandages are useful if you're up against some that's stripping. Might be good if you ever have to face Wolf Grandma. Also useful if you're on a boss map and there's those discs that fly around the map, and those discs can strip your gear off. So I'll be doing rerolls here. So energy crystals or soul crystals. These are good. These will auto revive the last person, and you can use these manually if you click on a person who's died, and then you open up the item list, you click on the soul crystal, you'll use it like a Draciel leaf. And so you only really need about 10 of these max, because you only get 10 revives. So no point in really buying more than 10 of these. The vampire mask is pretty good if, again, you're on the auto attack build, because this will essentially heal you. But it is 500 coins each, so it's very expensive there. The max HP thing, not too useful. It's very expensive for what you get, so I'll just skip that. Clearance crystal. This is what's good when you're facing up against a boss, because this will remove the floor effect from the boss floors. And all boss floors will have two floor effects. One is always going to be that SP lock. So if you want, you can always just grab like one of these as insurance in case you want to go across a boss floor. But if in the future, when we do need to clear a boss floor, you'll probably want at least 10 of those, one for each level, so that you can clear at least one boss floor. Pocket watch, this is a very good one because it makes you move really fast. This is one of the ones that you will want to tier up a lot. So every time you buy an extra one, it'll level it up, give you an extra 5% move speed. This lets you disengage from a fight. This is very important against unreal and weakening mobs, and can also be useful for some other situations as well. But for the most part, those two types of mobs, they will lock away your ability to do any skills. And if you're a very skill-based damage build, like what I'm going to be running, then this is going to let you get out of range from their skill locking, and then you can pop command charge and the other skill counterattack halo, and then dive in, let your auto casting do damage, and then run back out. So this is a good one to buy. Arcane Codex. This one will reduce skill delay. This is very good for skill-based DPS as well. For Earth Drive, it means that I can spam this very fast. And so this is again another one that you would want to get and tier up if you are running this kind of a build. Ostensis chips. These are always useful to have a couple of these. I usually just get about 3 of these. They let you just GTFO and get out. And Soul Crystal. This one can be also good as well. It's a bit expensive, but this will give you a auto revive similar to how the Super Novice S tier runes work, where it'll auto revive you. And it's okay to get, especially at least to get one of these. So I might as well just grab one. If you are running the Soul Crystal thing, this will consume a resurrection. This will not consume any of your resurrection charges, so this is definitely worth the price tag. Hard to say if you want to get more than just one tier of these, especially on a early budget. True Sight, there is one example of a mob that will hide, and it will spawn trash mobs. If you kill enough of those trash mobs, it will actually reveal the spawner. So it's not too important to get this, actually. So this, you can skip grabbing these guys here. This is a consumable, same with this scroll here. This scroll is of course something that you can grab if you want to do a run where you clear all the boss floors instead of clearing the mob floors. This will let you murder the boss pretty easily. This one here, the Ultimate Glove, this is definitely a useful one. It is a bit on the expensive side as well, but it will give you a double damage every 15 seconds. And for the more of these, you'll get, you know, a reduction of 1 second each. You get a total of 10 levels on that, then it's every 5 seconds you will deal double damage. So that is a pretty good option to grab as well when you're running this kind of skill build. So let's grab that. Shield of Protection, that's also okay to grab that. For about 15 seconds you'll get this sort of shield on. So it's useful to get that as well. I'm going to skip the res, because right about now I am going to look at getting... I would like to see if I can get the store expansion items. Sometimes you just end up re-rolling a bunch, because if you're not lucky, you might have to completely rerun the whole floor to see if you can get. Oh yeah, there we go. This item right here gives you an extra shop slot. I'm currently not getting any maps because that's also the other thing that you will need to make sure you get. So these guys here, you want at least 10 of these. You don't have to get all 10 right away. You might get lucky, and every time you clear a level, they'll give you a random item, and so that might be a map as well. So I'd recommend at least getting 5 of these at the very start of your runs. There we go. This is the one that I want to definitely grab more of. Not sure if you would want to grab this one, just because the damage received. If you're tanky enough, then sure, but go grab the move speed. Nice thing about the move speed is it boosts command charge damage, so, but I definitely want to get these arcane codexes. And yay, there's that map. This one is pretty okay to get as well. You kind of have to do the math for it. So if I go into my items here, you can see I have, for passive items, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these that can be upgraded. And so like this one's 500, this one's 200, 150, 200, 150, 150. And so as soon as the total cost of one of each of these is over 1,000, then if you go to the merchant here, this guy right here, it actually becomes worth grabbing him. So if it's like, this one's 500 alone, so you got like 300, 4, 5. Yeah, I'm just a little over the 1,000 here. So if I buy that one, and you can see all of these just got leveled up. And I got 2 maps. Yeah, I got 2 maps. So I also got the extra slot there. I'm gonna skip on the movement speed for a bit. And I'm gonna also skip on the boxes. Let's see, I want these. Now I think I might have screwed myself up because I've been so unlucky. I have not received it, which is bad. So that's bad. It's called Magic Barrage, and that's something that I need for this run. I'm mostly doing this video as an example, but I would like to find it just so I can show you what it looks like. But it's definitely a there we go. So it's 200, so it is an expensive one. So as soon as I went under that 200 point, I knew, like, yeah, this was just really unlucky. The way this works is whenever you hit something, it will deal a percentage of the enemy's HP and damage and then stun them for 0.1 seconds. Now, that percent HP does not increase the more of these you get. So when you get to floor 51 and above, this will do an extra 200,000 damage. And that will bypass all damage reductions and things like that. So this can be very good against enemies with very high damage reduction. There's a couple of different mob types that have damage reduction abilities. And then of course, because I'm using mainly an earth element skill, if I'm fighting earth element mobs, I'm going to do a lot less damage, but this will help compensate for that. The other use is this stun. You don't really notice the 0.1 seconds, but because you can level this up and it extends it, once you get to about tier 3 on this, the stun duration starts to become noticeable. So this is kind of an optional one. It's very useful if you can get it up to tier 3, but it is a bit expensive. So again, you got to be good with your rolls. Because I did also get that item that upgrades all of the levels for this, then that does help out. But yeah, if you can get this to at least tier 3, then it'll start to stun stuff. It's not like the normal kind of stun with the stars sparkling around. This stun just straight up stops them from doing things. And that helps you tank a lot easier because stuff attacks you less when you give them that. It's basically like a stagger, right? So if you can get that stagger with the percent HP damage, this becomes very useful, though it doesn't work with auto cast command charge. That was kind of why I also wanted to get this so I could show that. I might actually be able to get it. I just remembered. This guy spawned right here. I'd like him to give me something. Maybe if I cause trouble. Yes, there we go. Okay. Gimme, 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 gimme. 200. Oh, lucky. Okay. So I can get it. There we go. Anything else? Let's grab a auto res. So I have this at level 2. Yeah, this is at level 5 here. So got a fairly okay start. Event over time you can get more, but I will need to make sure that I get enough maps. So, and let's do a mob floor here. So I'll jump over there. I do want to watch out, but yeah, you can see these red things popping out. So right now it's at about 185k. This will rise, so near floor 60 they will be doing about 200k each. Yeah, you can see I'm auto casting Earth, or manually casting Earth Drive really fast right now, and doing about 600-700k there. So intense fight. This is one of the trickier ones because it seems to do quite a lot of damage, but this is an earth element mob, so I'm gonna have to mix in a fire element with Shield of Jetix. You can also use counterattack Halo there, but that's not doing a lot of damage, and these intense fight guys do hit pretty hard. They're not quite as bad as the blood one. The blood ones are really nasty, and probably one of the reasons you can get wiped. But yeah, I'll just show here with the auto cast, there's no red damage, but then there's red damage from manual casting, so that's from the magic barrage there. Let's go to here. Wait, uh-oh. Trap floors. Yeah, with this one I just like to hang out at the edge here so that you don't have to run very far, because it will slow you down when you get into one of these squares. So move over there. Yeah. And there we go, that's done. Let's see, I'll run through a couple of floors, see what kind of mob encounters I get. Especially if I can get an unreal or a weakening one, so that I can show off what kind of kiting you would want to do against those guys. Let's use the map, and yeah, unreal. Okay, so you can see my skills got locked, but if I run away, it's okay. Fortunately, these guys are the plants, so they are stuck at a distance over there. Now, when you are doing this kind of run, you don't really want to aggro everything, because the more stuff you aggro, the more damage that they're going to do to you. So I try not to run around too much. But against the unreal ones, if they are a mob that can walk and follow you, then you need to constantly like run and kite. So let's go grab the rest of these guys, bring them over here. And so when you do that, you have to you have to run away, do command charge, and if you can, also the counterattack halo. So you can see that's only really doing like one. Yeah, it's not doing too much damage with my counterattack halo. But then again, I'm not like a really high max HP build. And then for the plants, the good thing about the plants is they don't move. But you can see right about there, if I move back a little bit, let's see what the range is. Yeah, so right about there, that's the aura that they have. So I can at least hit them with Shield of Jutix, and since I got Fire Element on, it's doing extra double damage. And you can see that little extra damage from the Magic Barrage as well. But yeah, this number will not go up as I level up the Barrage. It just stuns them, so it can't do much else. And because this is an Earth Element enemy, I could just pop Command Charge, counterattack Halo, and run inside, right? But I'm only doing like 278k because these are Earth Elements. They're hurting themselves more with due to my command counterattack Halo, but it's just at this point you could also look at mixing in Shield Boomerang because I have that at level 15 to boost my damage. So, but I think my Shield Boomerang is too short range. So Shield Boomerang is just shy of being able to do that. So let's see. Shield Boomerang, what is your range? You are 6 meter range. Shield Chain, 4 meter range. You can't extend the range on that with AC runes. This guy is 5 meter range, and then the passive is an extra 3 meters, so that would be why. So that tells me that this is at least a 6 meter range aura. So some of these floors can be a bit slow to deal with. And you just have to sit there and wait. I think they're called Bloodthirst, or not Bloodthirst. It's on the tip of my tongue what the title of them is, but I know it starts with blood, and they will actually do bleed damage to themselves, but those guys do like percent HP damage to you, so they tend to melt me, and they're probably one of the hardest mobs for me to deal with. One of the other dangerous ones would be the what's it called again? I was drawing a blank on him. Yeah, you can see here comes the Unreal guy, so I have to run away. I'll pop my buff here. And whoa, leg. Let's aggro them all together here. Come on, come on, come on. Come on, come on, come on. Get them all to one side. This is kind of why you want that movement speed from the stopwatch. Run, run, run. Pop that. Pop that. Pop that. And then dive in. Oh. Hate when they stay behind. Yeah, and there we go. Command charge expired. Run back. Rebuff. Do that. I think they froze me. Yeah, they did a freeze. I think that canceled my command charge too. they just got in range. And it's really annoying when they hang back because they like to cast skills, these particular types especially, which means that they kind of split themselves up. So there we go, do that. Come on. They do bug out really weird like this, and they'll start to like drift away. I think their position is staying the same, but they're kind of bugged out. This is really annoying when these mob types are an earth element that follows you around, like the leaf cat. Leaf cats are horrible. I hate leaf cats. Oh, trap floor again. I prefer the bottom half area just because you can see more, right? Due to the camera angle. You don't see down very well. And so if I was standing up there, I might, if I was up there and all these red tiles, I might not be able to see easily down here. So I usually like to move further down. And you can always go back to the store here. I do need to pick up more maps, right? I definitely don't have enough for that. If I had enough maps, I could consider saving up for that, but that would take a while to save up for. So, I need maps. There we go. Actually, I won't. I've already run EC, so I will probably just do one more floor, just to see what kind of mobs we get. See what I can show. I've already cleared my instances for the week, so I'm just doing this video as a guide to show how you can possibly run this stuff. Always remember, save, right? Save, then pop the map, and then so intense fight, light wall. So light walls are a bit annoying because they are damage reducers. Oh yeah, they killed me just there, and then I had my auto revive, and there's my soul crystal. So at this case, a lot of them spawned in range of aggro, which is really annoying. Very annoying when that happens. Apparently they're also going to help try to fix that and make it so that mobs don't all spawn so close to where you are. It also helps to not use the map to warp to the spot. Oh, and then they froze me. Probably a good idea to use a mark card. I'm currently using the man-eater grass for the extra healing bonuses. So, but what I'm doing right here is I am moving more, and that's going to help throw off their ability to keep hitting me, because every time I do earth drive them, they slow down, their attack speed is reduced. And actually, that reminds me, I do have this card, reduce attack speed by 15% and move speed by 30%. Let's go and compare that. Okay, so I've got 3 of those left still. So yeah, you can either click on here to warp there, but you don't know what direction you're going to show up on this map. So I know if I walk through this portal, I'm going to pop up there. So then I can preemptively move a bit down. So, oh, leg. So now I haven't aggroed the whole map. Sometimes you can find yourself spawning pretty far up, and then it's really hard to do anything. And that, my health dropping so massively there, I think that was the intense fight guy. Like I say, they can sometimes hit really hard. So let's go and grab some more. I don't feel quite like I should do more, but yeah. So we can see here they're attacking very slowly because they've triggered that fiery main star card ability. So that's making it really easy for me to out heal them. But yeah, these intense fight guys, like I said, they can hurt a a lot. And light wall. I think it's the dark wall that are the really big damage reduction title. So against those guys I deal less than 200k. So then it's very useful to have the magic barrage item. And we go to this one, green safe zone. This one can be annoying. If you don't render in fast enough, it's a big problem with this one. There we go, that's done. And you can always go back to the store, check out what's in there, and then head to the exit, go to the next floor. There are some advantages to running this kind of a build compared to just trying to do like an easy Shadow Chaser run. With Shadow Chaser, it's pretty much a wipe if you're up against toe enemies, so they have a title of toe and they'll drag you to them whenever they get hit, and they will reveal you if you're hidden. So toe enemies tend to wipe the whole like sneaky Shadow Chaser assassin hiding strategy, and you don't have to worry about the seal mobs because the seal mobs will clear any floor effects. The only thing that will affect for me would be the Glorious Guardian because it will remove the healing AoE that I spawn on the ground. The main annoying enemy type would probably be the symbiosis. Symbiosis ones, if there's any other symbiosis mob alive, they will revive the others, right? So you kill one, he goes on a timer, he will auto-revive if you do not kill all of the other symbiosis in that time. And that can be a bit... the general strategy for that is you try to lump them all together and deal damage to them all at the same time. So you don't just deal damage to one and then deal damage to the other. You want to make sure that they all lose their health around the same time. And that can be annoying against those plants, those man-eater grass, because they spread out, they can't move. So against them, I'd say you clear out all of the other enemies, and then you just have this symbiosis man-eater grass around. And then you use shield charge, and you smack them all until they end up close enough together so that you can AoE them all at the same time. So at least that way you have a method for dealing with symbiosis mobs, but generally with this build you just gather them all around, and you want to make sure that you aggro them all at the same time, and then you AoE DPS them all at the same time. So hopefully you don't have them comboed with some annoying enemies. But yeah, sometimes, you know, you just have bad luck with the mob types, and then it's just a wipe in general. Now, is it possible to run a boss floor with this build? Yes. Let's go see. So that's Wolf Grandma. That Wolf Grandma is a big no. So I'm just going to go out there, wait for my gear to get unstripped. The reason that Grandma's a big nope is because, one, anti-heal. She will counter my healing so that I will deal 4 times the damage that I heal myself. They strip. They also have a very strong damage reflect, and they have an instant kill ability that they like to spam. So that combo means Grandma is extremely annoying to deal with, so just avoid that. So let's see what's on the other floor. So that is a Dark Illusion. Okay. Dark Illusion's not too bad. What's the other one? And a Chepit. Chepit's kind of annoying. But yeah, eventually if I do this fight, I am going to just run out of SP and be unable to do anything else. So if I use that, my SP should start to regenerate. You probably won't be able to notice it too much as I'm, you know, skill spamming like crazy, but ow, that would be the his autocast when you hit him, there's a certain chance he will just start dropping meteors on you. And so that's what he's doing right now. And because I'm just spamming this so much, it's just like endless meteors. So it would probably be a good idea if I'm fighting this guy here to... Where's my Pisana? There's my Pisana card. Oh, and then I died because it took me too long to get my Pisana card. I'd probably recommend using a Pisana card if you're going to do the boss floors. The reason for that is Kaho, for example, he will spam his single target skill, and if you get hit by that, it deals a huge amount of damage. About the only way to survive that is to have a Pisana card on. It is pretty crazy how much damage he does with that ability. If I fight him on the field normally, he might chunk like an eighth of my HP with that skill if he hits me with it. But in Echoing Corridor, those high tier floors, he does like 900k damage, and I don't have that much health because I swapped out my thing there. But yeah, he hits like a truck in Echoing Corridor, so you pretty much need to have the elemental resistance against that. So I would very strongly recommend, if you're going to run the boss floors, that you have a Pisana card in, because again, there's Kaho, and then there's also, it makes it a lot easier to deal with Dark Illusion, because he will auto cast meteors when you hit him, and those meteors stay on the ground. They hit you for a very long period of time, and so the more you hit him, the more layers of these super meteors he will drop. So definitely, if you're going to run those boss floors, have the as default. The other annoying boss that you can fight as well is Archangeling. Now with Archangeling, I have level 10 Faith for 50% less holy damage. I have Providence in my buff so that I receive 20% less holy damage. And then you can also use Piety as well, so you could put Piety in your skill list, and that's going to give you 75% damage reduction from Holy Element. And then, of course, there's some others that you can get from the Guild Blessings. If you got that, I only have 5% from that. But generally, even without Piety, Archangeling in Echoing Corridor, I'd say he hits for about 2/3 of my HP. He might hit harder when he gets lower HP. He hits harder the lower his HP goes, and so when he hits about halfway, he will start to do his near-death berserk, which increases his cast time for that ability and makes him spam it a lot faster. And around then, that might be when he gets to the point where he will start insta-killing me. So at that point, that's when I would want to run Piety if I'm fighting against him. But because that's not an armor card, you can just run it as a buff ability. So that way, you can have the Pisana by default, and then the Archangeling, you just run Piety. So hopefully you learn a couple of tips on how you can run Echoing Corridor. I've been trying to figure out how to do some alternatives instead of just running as a Shadow Chaser, and because that's generally how I clear it, because all you need for the Shadow Chaser run is level 5 Bloodthirst, and then you will do about 1 million damage per tick. Meanwhile, I can do about 1 million damage on every Earth Drive, but I can spam Earth Drive a lot faster, so it's usually a quicker run if I'm doing this, but it's a very different strategy, and also I am a hybrid build of being able to self-heal myself. If I wasn't able to do that, I would just get murdered very, very easily. So that's me preparing for the coming changes for Echoing Corridor. Hope you enjoyed the video, found out something interesting. Take care.